right, first off, I would like to thank everybody for being here today. And today we're here for a special reason. Because in the first time in the history of the Commonwealth of Bahamas, we have the A1 Security School of Locksmithing, helping others like ourselves being able to obtain higher level training, quality training, be able to carry the trade on to another level and be able to grasp the spirit of the trade of locksmithing. Now, as we know, for us as A1 Lock and Key, we've been in existence over 26 years. The gentleman behind me right there, which is our keynote speaker, is Mr. Barry Alexander Kemp. That's my father. He's the one who started the company back in 1994. Now, throughout that process, we always strive to be excellence, meaning that becoming a household name. So basically, what got this course to start off was because, last year we graced what we call the pandemic. And the pandemic caused a lot of people to have a lot of downtime. So I said, you know what, because we have a lot of downtime, it would be important to make sure that people could use the time wisely. So for me, besides going on service calls on the lockdowns when I was requested, I said, you know what, let me create a course that can help others like myself with the basics so that they can be able to grasp the way a locksmith works. So from there, we started on August 1st. Now, when we started August 1st, 2020, we had our first student, Miss Michaela Wells. Or Michaela Graham, right? Graham Wells. And she was a student in Lutheran who first started off going on to be able to learn how to become a locksmith. But then she didn't have the experience. So from time to time, she would ask me, and I said, hey, listen, we have a course available. She was the first student. And our first completion of it was in last year, December 19th. And from there, we said, okay, let's promote it. Let's see if more Bahamians are interested, give them the opportunity to be part of this amazing field. And then from there, we started to get a lot of run Facebook ads, got traffic, had lots and lots of interviews. And from there, we were able to garner about 10 students who are still in the process of learning, and we are continuing to grow. So right now, after that particular period of time, we've had the students upon you who right here were successfully able to not only have the wherewithal to start it, be focused enough to stay committed, and to be able to complete it, but also show excellence. So we're here to honor these students today and also give them their certificates. Now, with that being said, the journey has been a very good one. Sometimes, it was hard on your ends in the sense of challenging life situations, consistencies, and sometimes classes of being consistent with the schooling, etc. But we still made it. So with that, I congratulate you. Let's get a clap for that. All right, so good. So without further ado, what we're going to do next is we're going to have our keynote speaker, Mr. Barry Alexander Kemp, who's going to give you some inspiration and give a bit of his story on his locksmithing journey. So, Mr. Kemp.
Just want to say that I think you all have done very well. There ain't much Bahamians who have started out in locksmithing, continue. Believe in me, because I know, because I started 26 years ago. There are a lot of persons who I tried to get into the field as well. Didn't continue. They started the course, never finished. Some I tried put into the association. They started the association, never finished. The Chinese have a saying that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Now you all have taken a step, and now you have traveled a good bit of miles, thousands of miles. And I must say, I'm pretty proud to know that young Bahamian black men have decided, hey, this is what I wanted to do, and follow through. There ain't many Bahamians, like I say, who continue on a course, started it, and continue it. A lot of them went on the wayside, a lot of distractions. Life can be distracted. A lot of things in life. Be it if you have a girlfriend, a wife, or children, your work, but you was, held fast, which is pretty good. My journey, like I said, my son said, started almost 27 years ago, 1994. I was a newly married young man. I had one son born, ours wasn't born, and I decided, you know what? Hey, I need to do something. I was working for a security company, my borough security systems in Pound, where most of the locksmiths, like Harden, Fox, myself came from. That's where I initially started in about 1988, 89. I worked there as an alarm technician. I dealt mostly with cameras, alarms, and access control, and so forth. As a matter of fact, Borough Security Systems was the first locksmith security company that started the access control, which is like card readers and other stuff. Within my journey, where I noticed that, hey, the guys were also doing locksmithing. One side of it was locksmithing, one side was access control alarms. And I decided, you know what, hey, I want to do that type of thing. But I didn't have much persons in the business who wanted to work with me and say, look here, learn this trade. So being the case, I decided to take my own course while I was working for Burroughs. I took it while I was still a freshly married young man because I said, you know what? I need to make more money. I need to find a way that I could take better care of myself and my family. And so after completing my course, well, I wasn't even quite finished. I was out there doing locksmithing work, making some monies, bettering myself to the degree where I came to a point where what the boss was paying me at Burroughs Security Systems was like chicken feed there. So I said, you know what? Time for me to roll up. That's what I did. So after rolling up from there, I started launch my business in 1994. Shortly after Alex was born, as a matter of fact. And from there, the rest is history. I never looked back. I never worked for another person before, ever. Not even, at one point I wanted to decide to wait for, I wanted to wait for Harden Security because I knew Harden because we made him work at Burroughs, but I decided, you know what? I don't think so. I decided, no, I can stick with it. I stuck with it. Year in and year out, as my sons were growing up, 4 or 5 years old, I took them on service calls with me. Either like probably sometime before going to school, I would go on service call, take them with me. Like I had a service call, go with me. I carried my minivan, did the work, took them to school, dropped them off, go do my work. At the end of the day, time to pick them up from school, I go pick them right back up, drop them off, back on the road again. I did 24-hour service at that time. I would go anywhere in Nassau at any time of the night or day. You know, as long as it's legitimate, you know what I mean? Because I always try to make sure that there is a standard that is, you know, being kept. With me as a locksmith, you have to protect the trade. You know, that's why the trade wasn't really taught to too many people. It was only taught, it was only received between father and son, or sometimes relative cousins and uncles and like that, nephews, so forth. And eventually, the trade started to be out there more and more. I don't want to take up too much of the time of anyone else. Or also, like, while I was doing my courses and so forth, working in my locksmith rather, I also went off on courses, what you call Associated Locksmiths of America. That's what it was initially called before, first, which was established quite a while back. You know, even before I started, long before I started locksmithing. I went numerous times. I went as far as Las Vegas, Texas, and Cincinnati, Ohio. My first time I went there was in 1999 in Cincinnati, Ohio. That's when I went to locksmith. I had to learn everything. Like, in terms of when I said everything, like the city where to travel to my courses, to do my courses, find my hotel and all that stuff like that. It was exciting. You know, one day we all get to go there and see that exposure. Take it from me. If you get that chance to go there, man, it's a whole different ball game. For me in Nassau, you'll be like, man, I didn't do this before. You know what I mean? Seriously. You know, it's one thing to take the course, it's real good. It's good that you take the course, that's the first step, like anything else. But to be able to become a part of the association, travel and go to a seminar and some courses and stuff like that, man, that's really super. And you all will really love it and it will expand, you know, your mind and everything else. I can be honest, but the trade has been pretty good. It has been pretty good to me and my family, you know what I mean? And I was glad to know that I could pass it on to my sons. Both my sons, but Alex is the one who really wanted to stick with it. He's always been a quick learner. Like sometimes I push some equipment from me, pick up from the courier, pick them up from school, drop it off, say, look, I got a service, but leave the equipment home, everything in the box. Sometimes I get back, yeah, out of the box. Who took it in the box? I was gone through it and read everything, figure out how to do this, how to do that. Oh, I know how to do this, and I said, well, but I didn't even get a chance to look at my own thing. I said, yeah, go ahead, show me. You know, because, see, in today's life, when you have children growing up, be it males or females, you have to nurture whatever gifts you see them have. Don't stagnate it. Hey, okay, show me what you're saying. Let them explain. Let them take out, show you whatever the case is. You'll be surprised and they'll be like, wow, I didn't even realize that this person might even be better than me at a young age. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how things happen. When we get opportunities and when we give opportunities. A lot of times I notice within the trade I'm in that many persons didn't want to give other people opportunities to learn the trade. There's only a few persons that you could say, well, yeah, who did locksmithing in Nassau? Maybe 2 companies, 3 companies, all based locksmithing. Burroughs, which was the main leader where I used to work, and Flo Sanders at that time. I don't know if it was Sunlight College, Collaborate Flo Sanders. There were only 3 main locksmiths, and they're the ones who pushed with other people like Prince Flo Sanders, but Prince Lock and Key and Penny Locksmith. There were Albrights, there was, I'm trying to remember who it was. Well, you might have noticed this other person or two, but They were the main persons who were out in the field, and very few people over there now. There are more and more darker hue people in it because it was mostly what we call dominated by the lighter hue. So now darker skin or darker hue people have more opportunity now than they never had before. You know, we never had that kind of opportunity. Never be even that respected, you know what I mean? But now we, as well as you all, have that opportunity, you know? And I'm glad to know that you all stuck it out and you did well. I watched a number of things, but I never said nothing. I just studied everyone and say, wow, you know what I mean? This is serious dedication that you all have. And that shows great willpower. Great willpower. You know, to have jobs, families, you know, and then still yet try to pursue something else that could hopefully help make your lives much better. And I must say congratulations to you, and to you. You know what I mean? Very good, and keep it up. This is only the beginning. You know, now what happens later on now depends on each one of you three. You know, you purchase the tools you need, you look for more information, see how better you can make yourselves. You know, sometimes you don't have to always get a storefront. You know, when I first started, I did just mobile. Just mobile locksmith, 24 hours a day. Sometimes I would eat with very little. I get up in the morning, I quickly take a shower, brush my teeth, get some quickly to eat, and on the service call. Sometimes I'd be 5 o'clock in the morning, you know, 2 o'clock in the morning. I could Camp Road, somewhere Life and Key, somewhere south, somewhere north, you know, but you have to have that dedication. I mean, I'm not saying you have to burn yourself out, you know what I mean? But once you are right now, and I can see that you all know what you all want to do. What you do is you sit down and get a notepad. That's normally what I do. My sons will tell you, I take a notepad, I take a pen, and I jot down, listen, what I want to do, how I'm going to achieve this, what I'm going to get first, what I'm going to get second, what I'm going to get third. That's how I did with my equipment and supplies and other things like that, what I'm going to accomplish, goals and so forth, within the locksmith field. So the same thing you could do as well too, you know what I mean? And the sky is the limit. Believe in me, the sky is the limit. You know, and it depends on each one of you individuals, but you ought to show me you are true fighters. You know what I mean? True, I would say warriors in a sense, you know what I mean? Because weak people can't do that. People who don't have no real willpower can't do it. People smoking a lot and drinking a lot and drug up can't do what you want to do. Yeah, seriously, and keep it up. Like I tell my son from this young man, I say, you know, not to talk bad about nobody, but I say, what you see that guy doing there? I said, you think he'll ever achieve anything by doing what he's doing? I said, okay, but if you don't want to have like that and you want to achieve things, what you want in life? Okay, you want this in life, you want car life, you want host in life, you want business in life, but you can't achieve it by doing those things. You know, so same thing, you know, applies. And anyway, I want to say congratulations to you all again, and you all do well, and I hope that you know you do yourselves proud most of all, and they will lock and key, you know. And if you all need assistance, then my son Alex and myself can render some assistance or maybe some advice. All right? So, I want to say, I'll give you a clap. Congratulations. Continue.
Okay. Right. Just heard from our keynote speaker, Mr. Barry Alexander Kemp. And right now, we're going to go into a little bit of entertainment. We're going to uncover some of the journey, some footage from some of the training. All right, so can we get the lights skewed?
Can you hear me now?
Much better. There's no more feedback.
Okay.
All
okay,
right.
Good. Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Dara, how are you, man? How's everything?
I'm good, Mr. Camp. I'm good.
Excellent, man. So first off, you reached out to us the other,
Yes, sir.
and you said you were interested in becoming a locksmith or taking some online course with us. Now,
Yes, sir.
we saw your application, and based when we see your name is Daryl Stubbs, and you're 31, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. Then you said that you wanted another stream of income.
Yes, sir.
All right, good. So what interests you in the locksmithing field?
I can be honest with you. What happened was that, like I say, right now my age, I am 31. I'm also good with my hands, and like I honestly wanted to learn the skill, and like I had my key got locked in my car like 3 times because I don't have a additional key. So I don't have a spare key. So I called a locksmith. They came like 3 times and like they resolved that problem within like 2 minutes. And I paid them umpteen amount of dollars. So me just thinking, because I need to do something more, you know what I mean? And like I say, it would have been good for me to just learn the skill because, like I say, I'm good with my hands.
To try find an online course in the States and tell my cousin, I think I'm her cousin, go and tell me about the course. Say, go right there to Second Street, even though she sent me the wrong place. And then I said, hold on, Second Street. I say, anyway, I know where she meant because I familiar with the area. I used to live in Ridgeland Park. So I say, anyway, I know what she mean, and let me go try this.
Right.
When I go on there, it was at the right place.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, well, we made it this far. Okay, so now what interests you about the locksmith field? Like, where does the interest lie? Where did it come from?
I take a ride with one of my brother friends who's doing he deal with mostly like car key programming and thing. And I ride around him. I say, because one day I sit around and I go and say, well, I don't carry around with you today, but let me go see, like, all right, but what's your job like really about? I say, you don't got to pay me or nothing. I say, you paying me with knowledge, basically. Let me see if I can learn something new. And I just ride around with him, right? And me, it was a little interesting to me. And if something could keep me thinking and keep me guessing, I'm like, all right, the type of trades what I really like is something would keep advancing. It ain't have no end to it. It always can grow. It always can be something else. It ain't no stop there. So like I was really intrigued with some of the work he do, some of the tools he use, and I just looking at it like, wait, yeah, that's something I think I would want to do in my spare time because
Smithing came from so far and had so many things going on,
Okay.
so, see the ancient Egyptians, the Romans and Greeks and all of these people, then I guess some people wasting some time, in the middle there with the medieval, oh gosh, the name of it, the medieval, oh boy, the organization. Just to see some
Right.
time. So it's interesting.
It is?
There you go.
Okay.
A little tight, but just.
Uh-huh.
All right.
All right. Push the key all the way in.
Okay.
All right, good.
So next,
Now, what do you do to shim it?
I love the turn. Okay. In order for me to shim it now,
Mm-hmm.
I have to turn, right? Okay. I use my plug for perfect. Yeah. Because that was some in there.
Do it on both sides.
Yeah. Not perfectly, I think smooth on it.
Ah, there you go. Now snap it back on. I need to do that one more time.
So the difference, I think, when it locked and when it unlocked, the first time when I did it, and it was still locked, it's like it didn't go all the way down.
Ah.
The second time, it almost like it went down and it went forward or something like that. But I felt like more of a release. And so when I opened it accidentally, that first time, and I tried the second time, I felt it different, but I felt the downward motion and like the release, but I felt as if when that thing went down, like it slipped forward or it did something, you know,
Right.
caused the push out,
There you go.
you know.
What I learned was to get a better understanding of how to shim, because it was hands on, I did it physically.
Ah.
And I learned that to level locks, to lever locks, you have to use a pick, and you have to press down. First you have to unlock the lock, press down, and then you pull it apart.
Right.
I learned that it's a journey. You know, anything.
Just like anything.
Anything you want to do, you really gotta focus and apply yourself.
Right.
And you know, with this, it doesn't only require a lot of focus; it requires a lot of patience. You know, patience even while you messing up or you can't figure it out.
Right.
You know, because when you step up in patience or you step up in confidence, I feel like everything.
Throw it the window. That's the go.
Plug follower, plug holder, round file, flat flat end, blank key, the shim. Can't happen to get this break on me.
Excellent.
And the cloth.
The last thing.
Cylinder removal tool.
Boom. Excellent. Hey, you fly past a... Yes.
KW1. 5 of them or just a 5 KW1? KW1.
That's 5?
That's what?
Excellent. To improve your timing, what would you do next time?
Just like you told me, scan through.
Ah.
Like
Right. So basically, remember, in locksmithing, it's all about technique, or we call strategy, right? So the strategy is, okay, if I cover this ground here, and I go here, and I say identify and identify. If I go down, up, I gotta be able to get a clear understanding of what's here. But if I go here, and then I go down here, it ain't organized, you know what I'm saying? Excellent. As soon as we move on from this point, every time in each training module, we have a lot more to cover.
I don't buy my tools for if someone with the card pressure.
Say pressure.
I mean, the pressure bag and everything.
You learn that inside number 8, module number 8. That's called an air wedge. What's it called?
An air wedge.
Okay.
I want to try to remember the meter now. I'll take this one step.
Okay. Now the next step would be to do what in that particular one?
Basically, take this out.
Take what out?
This is, I wouldn't even say that's like a cylinder. Yeah, basically a cylinder.
How do we get it to come out?
Shimmy.
Ah, there you go. Excellent. Again. There you go. Now I want you to snap that in and put that cylinder, the spindle back in. I want you to do everything from the beginning.
Take the C-clip.
Good.
C-clip and sure.
What's next?
One, you gotta shimmy.
Okay.
I almost missed a step.
Okay. Go ahead. Okay. There you go.
That's the car opening kit. It's a long reach tool. That's the air wedge. Rubber wedge. This is long under the window and the short under the window.
Slim Jim. Excellent.
just a rubber wedge.
Yeah, don't let as you see it again distract you.
Okay, just a loop to it.
Okay, good. Excellent. All right.
See on that side, you see how that one is there? And the handle.
I know enough. Like I learned about the under the window tool, the slim gem, the long reach tool, the wedges, and I can learn more today.
Very good. Where do we say to insert it?
Right from the side.
Okay. Now, what's the goal? The goal is the what?
Get it in properly.
All the way. Let's go. Continue. Once that, then what?
Got button.
Okay. Now what's next? Supposed to be the glide straight forward. Look at the front. Continue. All right. How was that?
Long reach tool. Put your wedge inside of the tub. Make sure you get it all the way in. When you get it all the way in, you pump it until you get enough room. So put your reel up. See, put this long reach tool in when you have enough space. You could look either from, according to the car's tints on it, you could look from.
Okay, that's one side or both sides?
Both sides.
Yeah. Hey, you get it over? It over?
Almost.
Now I tell you, move the tool closer to right, because you'll be straining all day. Remember, the closer you are, the better. See what I'm saying? Voila. All right, now take it out. Experience like opening the vehicle.
All right. First off, boy, looking at the tools and looking at the vehicle, it honestly it looked difficult. Now I'm not saying it's easy, but as I did the steps, Mr. Campy showed me the steps and the process to take and the technique. Trust me, it wasn't easy, but I got the job done.
Okay.
I've been walking with my face turned to the sun. Weight on my shoulders, a bullet in my gun.
As that was beautiful. Don't you think that was beautiful? Yeah. I mean, seeing the journey from beginning to from being on the old, I thought you were on the outside, right? You were on the outside looking in. Now you were in the store, understanding everything, key components. Now that was amazing. That journey, y'all was able to see, reminisce on. There's a lot more footage, but we only put, for inconvenience of time, we only show a certain amount. But now we're gonna give each one of the graduates an opportunity to come up and say a few words. We'll start with Mr. Richard. Go ahead.
When I first decided to start my journey as a locksmith, it wasn't all for say personal gain. I got into locksmithing so I'll be able to better people around me, do more for my family, trade I could actually get and I could pass down to my child when I decide to have children, to actually be a household name. That's all I gotta say.
With skill set from before and after.
Like with the skill sets of things, what I learned through the course of day one locksmithing course, something is only hard to someone who doesn't know what they're doing. Because if you really look at it, 3 years right now, we could program car keys, pick locks, make keys from scratch, and all of that. He can't do that. They can't do that. And if someone was to walk up to you now, before you took this class, and be like, hey, make a key for me, what would your response be? You won't know, right? You won't know the first thing to do. Someone was to come to you now and ask you, what would you say now? All right, then. But I really appreciate the classes, the opportunity to take the classes, because ain't nowhere else doing it. Nowhere else doing it. The skill set we have now is a chosen few, and locksmithing. Cars could forever be driving, people could forever have to live, people could forever have to store money. It's an everlasting job. Once you're serious with it, and you put your all into it, you can make it as far as you want. The sky is the limit.
So I am one of those hotel persons, and during that time, being home for a little bit, I always wanted to take up a trade. I always wanted to learn something extra, and I never really got an opportunity to do it. And so when the whole hotel shutdown thing happened, I was like, okay, now's my opportunity. So I started doing a little roofing job with a friend's father. And it didn't last too long. Then I got another opportunity, which was to get into a little bit of locksmith stuff. So I was curious, I wanted to do it. Things didn't work out too well. And I just thought about leaving it alone. And I couldn't find anybody with the patience to teach me. And then I found out about the course. Now, for me, it really went into 3 stages. When I say 3 stages, I'm talking about 3 stages of fear and doubt, And so when I think about persons who, for example, in the group that we have, the locksmith group, it was more persons that started, that eventually joined, but they're not here in this room at this particular time, and I can't really say that at any point I didn't think I would be in this room, but if I had allowed fear and just doubt to keep me in that little space or that little hole, honestly, I never would have moved. I'm the type of person, I'm not afraid to express how I feel and to be raw with it, because I learned how to put my pride aside many years ago, but I don't know if it was Richardo. Somebody said that they grew up and they always know how to use their hands in the video. They was always good with their hands. Okay. So that was never me, I was never a person someone took aside and said, okay, let me teach you these mechanics, let me teach you that. So before I started this course, fear was like, bro, I'm gonna join this. I'm not gonna know what I doing, People can laugh at me, the instructor, you can lose patience. Because when you tell me something and everybody else get it, bro, you gotta come at me again, and you gotta come at me again in slow motion. I ain't gonna get that. You understand? But eventually I'm gonna get it, but it's just more effort with me because, I wasn't brought up, doing those things. And so I'm gonna a lot of other stuff, but just, and so in the middle of the course, I think we were on 4 or 5. And I'm like, I gotta call Alex and tell Alex I can't do this. But every time I brought myself to my phone to pick it up to tell him I can't do it, I couldn't call him because I've never been the person to give up. So I always had to swallow it and approach it. And when I approached those videos or I was so stressed, Alex would call me, Davin, how you doing? Alex, honestly, I'm not good. I would also say I'm not good. And I know he would think so much times why is he never good? If I'm not good, I'm not gonna lie to nobody and say I'm good. That ain't me. You see what I'm saying? And so I couldn't bring myself to the place to tell him I can't do it. And then I think I reached 9 or 10 or something. I had problems again. And we had to cut keys on both sides. And I remember all of us was struggling with that. And I was ready to throw them keys in the garbage. I said, man, this ain't for me. And I was talking to somebody one day, they said, bro, you almost finished though. You got like 2 more to do. And I sat down like the whole week and I was going through some other stuff and I said, you know what? I came this far, I already spent my money. I gotta do what I gotta do because like that's my little cousin in the back there. And I brought him here. He came from college in the States. He had some issues. Him and his sister had to come back. And, just stuff that they dealing with. And I'm the eldest child. And sorry if I a little long, winded, but I'm almost done. I'm the eldest child. And I'm also the eldest cousin. And so nobody never had to tell me, you have to set an example. And I can't be the type of person who is going to set a bad example for my brothers, my sisters, or my cousins, And so I tell them all the time, y'all came back here, things didn't work out for you, but eventually you got to get on that horse and you got to try again. You just can't give up here. And so if I was to give up here, then I would be a hypocrite. And I can't be a hypocrite, So to anybody listening, and hopefully, I hope that thing recording, if you start the test, the journey, and you ain't completed, you just ain't completed within the 3-month period or whatever you had. You gotta continue, you have to continue. What else you doing? You sitting down watching Netflix, what else you doing? You gotta continue, So I like to thank Mr. Cam Sr., Mr. Cam Jr., Alex, all the guys who came on this journey with me. Even the lady, my cousin, cameraman in the corner, and everybody for being here there. And I didn't see when Alex told me, we have a graduation. I was like, why? That was the thought in my head. I said, we should finish probably the 3 courses first, intermediate, advanced, and then probably do something like this. But now me being here, I see what's going on, So, once again, thank you, everybody. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Good day to everybody. Standing up here making me feel like out of my current job, putting me on the spot, but starting this program, I was a bit, I wouldn't say scared to do it, but because of my job, I don't really have much time. I work usually supposed to be from 9 to 5, but most of the times I get off 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12, so I don't really have enough time to get into other stuff, but I was so determined to do this. I went to BTVI looking for a trade to do, but I saw they had electricians, plumbing, and I was like, man, that's just basic. I want to do something where I can just move around freely when I want to, and ain't much people doing it. So I say, you know what, I want to do this locksmithing thing, and I go to my hands. And also a few times being home, being other places, I see a lot of persons' keys and stuff getting locked in their cars, and a person just come there, you call them, hey man, my key locked in my car, you come help me? Oh, where you is? I right there, I come right now. The person came, literally, within 5 minutes, the keys was out the door, out the car. And you had to pay them $60, $70, $80, and So I just looked at that, and it happened to me about 3 to 4 times. So I just thought about it, and I said, hey, this is a good way to actually, make money. And that was one of my main goals, my main reasons for actually doing it. Because one income in ain't gonna really cut it. One income in cut it, and everything going up, so you need something else to do. And this something that's gonna stick with you for life. If you end up, God forbid, you may lose your job or something, you also have something else to fall back on. And as you get older, you realize that's something you would need. Because you can't keep depending on people, so as a man, you gotta do what you gotta do for yourself. So it's my main reason for actually doing this. and I learned a lot, and I want to continue to elevate. I want to do the other courses and, get higher. So I just want to thank everybody for coming out, and I appreciate you.
So, as we've seen, as the closing remarks, you've all put in an intense amount of work. Think about the amount of work. They said that if you want to become a master, you have to at least put in 10,000 hours with whatever craft you focus on. And so far, I believe you come close to about, 5,000 or maybe 2,000 hours based upon studying the modules, watching the videos, reading through it, answering each questionnaire. Because each questionnaire you had to literally answer. Each one of you scored, remember, it was graded. It scored at 80, 90, 100% many times. So that's a lot of hours of time. Think about that. So, like I say, once again, we're proud of you. We appreciate all of you. And we're going to do one last photo as a